come back to Togo. And just like that, I get a call, Canisius, are you free for some work? So okay, no problem. Got a gig, another gig. So I was getting gigs. Went back to Burkina Faso, getting to my place. Door was open. I got robbed. My motorbike was gone, my computer was gone, camera was gone, even the chair, TV was gone.
So you've had to rebuild twice?
Yes. If I made it once, I can make it twice, and again and again and again and again. I don't think about failures that much. How can I fix it? Next thing.
You're more solution oriented.
Yes. How can I fix it? Next thing. If I fail, lesson to learn. Next thing.
Like, there's a difference between a videographer and a filmmaker. I don't know if you agree.
I do agree. You can earn later, learn first.
Is there a perfect formula or like the ideal formula for getting from I'm dreaming of becoming a filmmaker to I am a filmmaker?
I would say
I have here a Togolese yet international filmmaker. We met not too long ago, and I thought he was impressive enough to invite you to the show so he can tell us how he came to become what he is today, what moves him, where he's from, just, teach us what he can today. And at the same time, we'll get to know him and we'll discuss some things that we hope you care about and that you can learn something from. So without further details, welcome to the show.
thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. Yeah. So where do we start? Let's start with where you're from. I think, do a lot of people know Canisius, or is Canisius like a secret weapon?
Talking about the name or
The name, the talent.
the talents? Okay. A lot of people, I won't say a lot of people. Let's say the most important people, the people who has to know me.
Okay.
They know me.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. And some of them, I think most of the time, people even exaggerate my talents. But it's good. It's good for business. It brings money in. So
I can imagine.
who am I to say no? Because I get that a lot. Sometimes people think that I'm on, let's say, extravagant productions.
Okay.
A lot of time people think that I'm on extravagant productions, and I made maybe a ton of money from one productions. It's not really true. But what happened is that I think maybe the way I carry myself, maybe
the way you brand yourself,
the way I brand myself. So, and most of the time people too thinks that I'm busy a lot. I'm busy 24/7. If I want to talk about 2024, for example, I would say I only had three, let's say, I won't really say big clients, but let's say these three clients only was enough to feed me through the whole year and pay my bills.
Wow.
Now I have some small jobs, but there was was not big jobs. And so I was not really working a lot. So sometimes most of the time, except their work, I'll be mostly working on my maybe own project for 5-10 years or some things like that. So, but most of the time people will be like, how can it show you every time you are working, like have this big client, this and all that. But as you say, that's the branding. But it's good for business. So sometimes it's bad for business too. Because what happens to be like, okay, I want to call Canisius for a job, but it's going to be hella expensive.
And is Canisius expensive?
No. No, I'm not expensive.
Oh, okay. Are you expensive? Are you inexpensive to everyone, or are you inexpensive to maybe the big clients?
I'm inexpensive for the big clients. Even the clients, even those three clients, like when we had to talk about money, they be like, oh, please, you don't have that much money, this and that. And I'd be like, okay, this is, at some point I'm like, okay, I'm cheap. Because I'll give the money and they'll be like, okay, it's not that much, I think we can manage. And I'd be, damn, shit, I could have asked for more. And once, but that way it was 2023. I worked for some clients. They came from Burkina Faso for some, I think it was a conference or something like that. And so they called me when I sent the invoice. They didn't say nothing. Like they just approved it. I went and did the work. So when I was there, I met a girl who was from the company. She was working there. My contact didn't come. So his replacement. So there was a girl who came instead of him.
Okay.
So I met her. We chatted a bit, exchanged numbers. It was no work. That was more personal. So when she went back to Burkina Faso, we were testing, and it was like, damn. When I sent the invoice, her boss was like, it's not as much we expected. Is that guy really good? But well, we try it. We try it.
Interesting.
We try and we see. Funny enough, I had an assistant. For me, the money was not bad. It's not the stream, was not the stream, but it was not bad. So I paid the assistant more than what he used to be paid. So when I paid the guy, he was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." He was so happy. He even took me out.
Oh, nice.
After the job, he took me out to
That's
thank
nice.
me.
Wow.
You see,
That's
but at
really
the same
cool.
time, the client thought like,
That's not.
that guy, is he good?
So how does that make you feel when you hear that kind of story? Like,
Let's say first good, not first good, because why? That means that at least I'm learning something. I learned. I know that I can charge more, and I know that there are clients who can pay, who are eager to pay, like more than what you are already making, and that means that I can charge more myself. So I should not be afraid of charging what I think my value is. You know, the thing is, we don't. I would say for me, for my upbringing and all that, we don't really learn about money. Don't really learn about money. And first, one thing to it that most of the time, parents be like, especially mine, they be like, okay, you go to school, you get degrees and all that, find a job, go work there, security, let's go. And even that, they'll be like, oh, this is how you manage money, blah, 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 and all that. You just see them do it. You don't know exactly what's happening and all that. So when I first started, at some point, came feel like, okay, like I can charge more. I can charge more, but if I charge this, the client will say no, and I won't get a job. At the same time, I'm going to be broke, I'm going to be hungry, and all that. But first, I had to learn. So, like watching videos, going online. Sometimes, at some point, I even had to search about like money history itself, like how money came to be and all that. So it gave me more confidence. So I started charging more and more and more. But I'm still feeling like I'm not charging enough. Even today, I'm feeling like I'm not charging enough. Even that. But it's a good thing. Like it's coming, I'm able to charge more, 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 and more. And well, okay. And if somebody is not don't want to pay, means either the person doesn't see the value on what I'm doing. No problem. Like um I can't work with everybody. Not everybody is going to be my client. Right. So no problem. And second thing, maybe the person really wants to pay, but the person doesn't have the means. Sometimes I say I don't necessarily want the money. It can be exchange of something. It can be exchange of I don't know some favors. It depends. Sometimes the clients they don't have that kind of mentality today. Yes, I don't have the money. But it happens once or twice. I have some clients. They be like, I can't pay you that much, but you can do this. So at some point, I think I had a client who even gave me equipment. So I was in Burkina Faso, so she wanted me she got a gig for a music video. So she wanted me to direct the music video she would produce. So, but she was like, the talent doesn't have enough money. but she's asking me to do it. She want to help it, and she's from France.
Mm.
So the talent too is a guy from France.
Mm.
So she was, I want to help him since he's my guy and all that. What should we do? How much would you take? So she's the producer too. So how much should you take? Send her the invoice. She's like, okay, we can give you this amount, but I can give you equipment. I have some equipment I'm not using. If you're okay with it,
Okay.
she sent me a list. If you're okay with it,
Okay.
so I can give you equipment.
Were they impressive equipment?
Mostly I took lenses. And what else? I remember most, but I think I had lenses and a more solid tripod. I think I was already having the camera and some lens, but the lenses were better. The lenses were better. So that was it.
So do you think in the US we talk about not knowing how to manage money, and I think it's a prominent conversation that's had among a lot of Black people. And so in a few years, many of us have been trying to get better at knowing, getting better with managing finances, getting better at pricing ourselves, getting better at selling ourselves, and just knowing our value. So it's interesting that from this side of the world, there's that issue. But really, I think for me, it's more the part about our parents not teaching it to us. It's a little bit more, not alarming, but it's kind of it's a light bulb that went off my head, because literally, we have this even on social media, you can see people constantly say, they want to get better at finances and lots of stuff. And so I think it's cool to. I've never really thought about that before. I'm proposing to a client for favors. I've worked a long time in one-on-one relationships with my clients for a long time, and I really never thought about favors, asking favors in addition to payment or instead of payment. I have been in situations though where the client, what's the word, accommodates you. Like for instance, if you have to travel to go do the work, or any extra expenses that it's going to require, the client will say, "I'll take care of it."
Okay.
They're all supposed to take care of it by default.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's a client with integrity, or you feel like this person is a good person, right? Because I think there's a case of good judgment as well. And this person is not going to be like a nightmare to work with. You can say, "Okay, I'll take this, I'll take that." But in this case, being gifted lenses as a filmmaker in a job, that's amazing. Wow. Okay. So, how did you? Where are you from? Like, where are you?
Was born in Togo, Lomé. So grew up in Casablanca. Went to school there. There is a school, popular school here. They call it College Protestant, from Etopo. So I went there. Funny enough, I was there. I was not really good at academic. I was just having like what it takes to go to the next class. Yeah, okay, let's move on. But I was doing stage play.
Okay.
At that time, so I did stage play.
Okay.
So a lot of people knew me about that. And
what part did you work?
I acted.
Oh, you were an actor.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Are you still acting till today?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm a bad actor. I don't know why.
But that was like your debut in filmmaking, or let's say production.
Yes, let's say entertainment. I would say
yes.
I would say entertainment.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is, this is related to that. I was doing the stage play, and there was a film school guys that came once to the school. So we were doing rehearsals. So they gave us some flyers from a film school. So I kept the flyers in my drawer at home. I never paid attention to it no more. And 4 years later, after I finished SHS, I finished. I was like, okay, because after that, I wanted to. Okay, my mom wanted me to do finance.
Okay.
And my dad is a civil engineer,
Mhm.
so he wanted me to do civil engineer and all that. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but we are here and all that, Africa and all that. Your parents, especially my mom, like she's very, very difficult to leave. So I be like, okay, I'll try and do something that maybe. So I went to do marketing first, and then transitioned to accounting. So I did that 4 years.
Okay.
And I was like, nah, like let's be honest, I really don't want to do this. But at that time, I already started doing videos. There was a guy in my hood, so I was borrowing his camera, shooting some shit, go and edit on my computer, very slow computer at that time.
What year was this? What year?
28, 2008, 9, 10.
Okay.
Around that time.
Okay.
So, and I was like, okay, that's not really my thing. And I was liking the video stuff, and I was doing a lot of it. Like every time I'm free, this is what I was doing.
Okay.
Every time I'm free, this is what I was doing. So one day, I just wanted to like clean out my room and all that. Open the drawer, saw the flyer. I said, "Damn!"
After 4 years.
Yes, the flyer was still there. I said, "Okay, I can go to film school. Can go to film school." So this is how I ended up to going to film school.
Before that, did you know anybody who had a film school, like who was a filmmaker as a career?
And I met a guy. He used to do music videos, but we are not close. I think. Okay. I rap too.
Okay.
So
Actual.
it's more like fun for me, even though people say I'm good. I'm good. I know I'm good.
Oh.
But
Are they exaggerating this time, or they're not exaggerating?
They are not exaggerating. But the thing, I never see myself doing a career out of it.
And in rap, okay.
In rap.
Okay, I see.
I even have a situation right now. I know there's an actor, he's a Congolese actor, lives in France. So we did some freestyle this year in Benin. He was like, damn, nigga, you're good. Let's make a song together and all that. I thought he was just chatting and all that because he has to go back to France and all.
Yeah.
He came back, I think last week. Hey, what about the song? I'm not doing the song anymore. You go to the studio, you send me a beat or something.
You never
So I'll be like, I'll go to the studio and make something and we see. But so at that time, I was hanging around some guys, and so one guy in my hood was having a studio, a home studio. So time to time I would go there. So the other artists who came there, that everybody wants to shoot a music video. So one of them invited me to his set. So I went there. So I met the music video director there. So we exchanged contact and all that. The funny story is, when I met him, I was like, okay, I can learn some things from him. So for that music video, when he was doing the editing, I was going to his place time to time to see like how his work and all that. So even my first, can I say, professional editing software, let's say I was using Windows Movie Maker to edit. I started with that. So I saw Vegas Pro with him. Okay. So he was even the one who copied me we use the cracked versions here. Yeah. So he was the one who copied me Vegas Pro, and I started editing in Vegas Pro. He finished the video editing. He delivered to the client. Went to Cotonou, passed.
Like he died.
Yes.
He was a young guy or old guy?
Yes, he was young. He was young. Like maybe at that time he might be 30ish. 30ish. So I was hoping to learn from him. Like yes.
So at that moment when you first worked with him, did you identify filmmaking as something that you were passionate about? Or did you even think like if this was a passion? Like what did you even have like the word passion or what it means to be passionate about something? How old are you at the time?
At that time, it should be 22, 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you understand the meaning of passion, and do you feel like this was a passion, or was it just fun?
I didn't put the word passion on it, but let's say I was passionate
Okay.
because I was
Okay.
like I was doing it every time I'm free.
Do you feel like you have a passionate personality?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was it. Like every time I'm free,
Mm-hmm.
go take the camera. Even I was going to the guy's studio. I was more shooting them, recording tracks than me even recording tracks.
Okay. Okay. That was more video for you. Still.
Yes,
Okay.
it was more videos for me. So even at the time, the guys were like, you go, let's start a group, a band together. So one of them end up really famous now.
Who's that?
Sitlo.
Nice.
Yeah, they're famous now. Like at the time, he was like, he used to be a barber.
Okay. Does that have anything to do with him opening up the barbershop?
Yeah, of course. Because at that time, if I remember, well, I'm not trying to lie, but let's see. The sound engineer, I think they had some kind of deal, so he would go there. He would barb him for free, so Setlo can do studio time from at some reduced cost. He won't pay full price for the studio and all that.
Okay.
So at that time, I was hanging around, but I was more like video. They be like, but I think at that time he was trying to set up a group. Setlo.
Okay.
But the other guy was not like very interested and all that. And one day, like he just blew up. Just like I think I went to Ghana, I came back to Togo, something like that. I was listening to some songs, like I think I know that voice. And the person was like, "That's a new guy named like Setlo." I said, "Okay."
So what happened to the other guy? The other guy who didn't really see Setlo's vision.
I don't know. I think there was a lot of them. One of them is in Ghana now. I don't know what he's doing. One of them became a music video director.
Okay.
So I think I don't think they hang around. They hang out a lot.
Okay.
He became a music video director. So yes. So he used to be a barber, trying to make it as an artist, and then now that he is making it, he has the barber shop now.
It's cool to see that he kind of reached back into that bag to open up a barbershop.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people know that he's like he used to be a?
No, I think you have to know him personally. I don't think.
Wow.
I've not.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
We'll have Setlo on. Setlo t'attend pour ton épisode. On va discuter.
Yeah.
Ça c'est une bonne histoire.
I don't think a lot of. I've not seen much of his interviews. I don't know if he's been seeing it in interviews, but since I used to know him, so I know like he used to be a barber back in the days.
Okay.
So
okay. So let's talk about. So you said it started with this. Basically, we can say he was a mentor who you saw doing video work, and you decided to try. Now, when your parents were telling you what to do, when you went back to that flyer in your drawer after 4 years, were you sure that ce que le truc là, ça va me faire d'argent?
I didn't think about money back then.
What did you think about?
I just think about doing the like about learning. I didn't think about money.
You didn't care about, I guess, like you weren't really thinking of professional life, or you kind of just wanted, you knew you liked this thing and you wanted to learn more. Is that what it is?
The thing, I always had that mentality that whatever you do, you can make a lot of money out of it.
Okay.
It was not like I was doing something like, it's not that I'm choosing the job because that job will bring in money, or that career path will bring in money. We have, most of the time here we'll be like, okay, for example, somebody wants to become a carpenter. There's no money in carpenting. Somebody wants to do this. There's no money in it. But I always thought before that anything that you do, you can make a whole lot of money out of it. Depend on how you do it. So I was not worrying about money, like if I do that, I will be broke for the rest of my life or something like that. Like there will be a way to get money out of it. So I was more interested about the learning, like learning something new and all that. That's what happened.
That's I'm going into those. I'm asking that because what not everybody knows when to recognize their passion, let alone monetize it. And thinking about how I started my career. Fashion was always around me. My father used to make us custom clothes for almost everything, so it was kind of like culture. It was there. You knew you had to be presentable to go out, but I don't remember it being like, yeah, when I grow up, I want to be a designer. And then after I moved to the U.S. and I had friends that were doing, like these two close friends that were doing fashion. I was doing it. I liked it enough to want to do it every day, like today, tomorrow, and next day. And I remember when it was time to apply for college, everybody was applying to the colleges where they would become doctors and all that stuff. And I applied to one college and one college only. You're supposed to fill out like 8 applications. And I applied for one. Actually, I started like 3 and I didn't finish the 2, but I finished 1. And that one, again, that's what I wanted to do. So that's what I went for. And I got denied the first time. And then I got accepted, like mysteriously. To this day, I don't know how. But, and that's and when I started the first day in fashion, I just wanted to be better. The first thing we did that first day was, learn how to make shirts, like dress shirts. And I told myself, after watching one of our instructor who's a master tailor, I saw him work and I said, I think I want to become a master tailor. I thought about the money. And before even master tailor, I started as a designer, a fashion designer. And I did design all the way to, I was doing design. I knew I was good at it and I could think about like cool stuff. But when I decided to be a master tailor, I wanted to be a master tailor just so I can like say like, yeah, I'm a master tailor. Because I thought it was like incredible to like make clothes, like develop a piece of clothing. And I was like, parce qu'il maîtrisait tout quoi. Like it was coming out of his fingers. And I thought that was incredible. So till this day, I'm fascinated by people who have a natural talent and who you can call like a master of something. That's cool. So then walk us through. So what happened after that flyer?
Okay, so after the flyer, I went to the film school. So I enrolled in the film school. I think when I went, I didn't know if I wanted to do directing, cinematography, and all that. But we have until the second year to choose.
Nice.
So I was okay, first year, let me just, and we'll see. Though at the end of the first year, I said, okay, I'll do directing. I was more interested in the directing. So I was done here. Normally, you're supposed to shoot school projects at the end of the term. So what happened is they were late for the shootings. So I was like, okay, maybe I can learn more. And it would be like, okay, in Togo, we don't really have like, first the school, let's say, I think there is this doubt too. As I was saying, like in Togo, I can learn more somewhere else, maybe in Ghana and all that. But my budgets, like my dad was paying though. So it could only bring me to Ghana. That was the less expensive I could get. So I went to Ghana for another film school, maybe. And then when I started there, they started shooting here for the school projects.
Okay.
But the plan was, if you're not there, like if they are done, they can't fit you in no more. So I couldn't shoot my school project.
Ouch.
And I was in Ghana, film school there. Funny enough, the school was no better than here. Like it was very, 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 let's say in managerial point of view, like when I was, it's very bad. Like we had teachers for, I think only for 2 months or something like that. At some point, we were just left alone, nothing. Like you come to school, there's no teachers. So the school was having, okay, let's say the director of the school was having his production company. So the offices are in the school too. So sometimes when they have a shoot, maybe they will call you, you go and shoot with the guys, come back, and if you are doing maybe editing, you will be there with them edit. That was what the school was about. And at some point, they even asked me to be a teacher there.
Nice.
They even asked me to be a teacher there. I said, nah.
Why do you think they asked you to be a teacher?
Well, they thought I was good enough.
Were you good enough?
Apparently, yes.
Did you feel like you were good enough?
Because funny enough, at that time, I did not think myself as good enough. They wanted me to become a video editing teacher. So they wanted me to do the video editing courses. And I said no, because after that, this is what led me to Burkina Faso now. Because when I was done with the directing, I was like, okay, now I started thinking about the money aspect and all that. Now you want to shoot a movie. That means you need a cinematographer, you need a director, you need a prop master, this and that. You have to pay all these people. I don't have a producer, but I need to do something. At least I can cut down the cost if I can edit myself. I said, okay, I don't want to pay to go back to school. I can maybe do internship in a company as an editor, and now I can learn from that. So I started sending email all over the continent. I went on Google, found production companies I can find online. I was sending email, Burkina Faso, Togo, Senegal, Benin, blah, blah.
Did anyone tell you to do that? Like,
No.
you just had the inclination to do that?
Yes.
Wow.
So I had one response.
How many did you send? How many?
I didn't count by a lot. Like,
so from a lot, you got one.
Wow. I got one response. It was from Burkina Faso, the company Manivel Productions. So they are one of the biggest productions company in Burkina Faso.
Wow.
So they were the only one who responded. Wow. So I think at that time I was doing my driving license here. So we did the exam, I think 2 days after I left for Burkina Faso.
Wow.
So
you were learning how to drive.
Yes.
And the test took place 2 days after you left.
Yes. So no, 2 days before.
2 days before you left.
Yeah, before I left. Okay. Funny enough, when the reply was, when can I come? So I gave them when I can. They say, okay, we need you earlier.
Okay.
I said, I have my test and all. I said, okay, we give you more days.
Okay. So you took the test before?
Yes, I took the test.
Did you pass the test?
Yes.
Nice.
So I went there, internship. First day they gave me an assignment.
Nice.
The boss came, so she said, why do you want to be intern? Like, you are good.
Was it a paid internship?
Yes.
Did they pay you?
Paid, yes.
Did they pay you like a small salary or just kind of like lodging and transportation?
No, small salary.
Okay.
So I have to take care of housing and all that.
Okay.
Small salary.
Okay. And was it enough?
No.
So what you had to do to make the balance?
So the plan was I go there, try to get clients. So I'll be working on the sides, maybe on weekends, and I will be in the office on work days.
So you had this whole plan before you left?
Yes.
And how old was this again?
At that time, let's say 2016, 25.
You're 25 then?
Yes, 25.
Do you feel like other 25-year-olds around you were doing that?
No. Funny story, the sound engineer at the office there, he was like, my son is the same age as you, but like...
He wouldn't...
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
So even I was the youngest, let's say, employee there, because I think I did 2 months, and my boss was like, okay, you just become fully employed here.
Wow.
Like, there is no need for you to still be an intern.
As a house editor?
Yes, as a house editor.
Wow.
So I was the youngest there. All of them have 20, 30 years experiences and all that. Wow. But they would treat me like I'm like them. I know, like, some of them, they will even tell me like stories from their houses. Like, I have this problem with my wife, my husband, this. Wow. Sometimes they're like, I can be okay.
Wow,
I can be your son
that's
and
cool.
all that.
Okay.
So, well, that was the experience there.
Wow.
So I think I do 2 years half, and resign. I say, okay, I want to go to get back to directing.
But they sad to see you go. Or you wanted to do directing there, or you wanted to leave there and
The,
do
the
directing?
plan back then was just to learn the editing, at least to
Okay.
cut on the cost.
Okay.
When-
Okay. Smart.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, let me go back to directing. So I resigned, but I stayed there. So when I resigned, I stayed there. I think they were even my first clients. The first week, the company I was working at, they were my first clients.
How did that happen?
I just left, and they called me, said, we need you for editing.
That's cool, man.
Will you come? So now I have to send them invoice. So I remember my first invoice, it was 5 times my salary.
And they paid?
Yes.
Wow.
My first
How'd you
invoice.
come up with that number?
Oh, I was like, I asked like the scope of the work and all that. I said, okay, this is what I'm going to charge. Just give them the number like that.
I want to come back to. I'm gonna let you continue, but I want to come back to this whole thing about pricing or knowing how to price, because I think that is a issue that a lot of creators, a lot of artists have. Artists usually want to be. It's better when they concentrate. They do better when they're living in their truth, which is just taking care of the art. And it's been shown that when you have an artist who is mostly invested into the art and has a partnership with somebody that helps them with the finances, they kind of go further more quick than if this person was doing both things himself. So I want to come back to the philosophy around knowing your worth, knowing your value. Those are the same things. And basically the science around knowing how to price your talent. But go ahead, yeah.
Okay. So resign, worked in Burkina Faso for some time, and then now since I was in Ghana, so one guy over there called me. He was like, okay, there is a project with some guy from South Africa and all that. So if I'm interested, I should come. I think it was a 6 months project or something like that. So I went there, and it didn't go well. So first month we got paid, and the 2 months
Didn't get paid.
no, man, I said, nah, I'm leaving. So but I came back to Burkina Faso and lost all my clients. Like everybody just went
Why?
silence. I don't know why. When I was in Ghana, they'd be like, okay, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? I think, okay, maybe they found some other people to do the work for them.
Because you weren't available.
Yes, I was not available. So now when I came back, I contacted everybody back. They'd be like, okay, we'll call you. So we'll call you. So I think as I was there maybe for 6 months or something like that, with
nothing.
nothing, like not a single dime in my pocket.
How psychologically, mentally, how was that for you?
It was hard. At night, sometimes I couldn't sleep. I would just be there, thinking, trying to find solutions, find solutions, but I couldn't find anything. So
Did you believe something would change, or
no, I believe in you doing the things that will bring the change,
creating your own opportunity.
Yes. So I was trying to find solutions. What can I do that can, like, at least the thing is that you need to get to make money. So what can I do maybe to bring the client back, to get new clients and all that?
So you were going through like a depression kind of phase.
Yes.
But still while still remaining productive.
Yes.
Was that hard?
Every day I was giving everything. I think at that time I was not even. I don't think I was feeling. It was hard, except the part that like every day I'm up thinking about solutions and all that. I was more focused on finding the solutions, not really the level of difficulty it was or something like that. So, and at that time I was having a neighbor. So she's a girl. So I will sit outside maybe until 1 a.m. She'll come out and we chat, and she'll be like, okay, she's from Niger. So she'll be like, my dad is somebody over there. I can call him and he will get you some gigs and all that. I say I don't want you like somebody to just hand me over something.
Like you say, you wanted to create your own opportunity.
Yes. So that was it.
Okay.
And then I think after that I came to Lomé. So I was having my sister who was in France. So she came back for the holidays. It's been years we met. So I was like, okay, come back to Togo, maybe get some fresh air. And we see. So came back, and just like that, I get a call. Can you show us free for some work and all that? The third or fourth day when I got back. So okay, no problem. Got a gig, and I was there. Another gig. So I was getting gigs. It was not big gigs, but at least I was busy. And then I spent 2 months here. I was like, okay, maybe it's time I go back to Burkina Faso.
So when you were those gigs that you were getting at during that time, were they all from the exterior or?
No, from Togo. From Togo. So went back to Burkina Faso, get into my place, and door was open.
Wow.
So like I got robbed.
Oh, you went back to Burkina Faso and realized that you were robbed.
Yeah, I was robbed. So my motorbike was gone. My computer was gone. I had 2 cameras at the time, so I came with 1 camera. The camera was gone. Even the how do you call it, the chair I was working, even the chair, they took the chair. TV was gone. They robbed me. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to be broke, it's better I come back to Togo. So this is what made me come back, like literally to Togo and stay here. But I got robbed.
Did you think that had an effect on you? That kind of made you say, I'm leaving this place. I'm not coming back.
Yes. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just coming back.
Was that the first time something like that happened? Has there ever been anything that happened like in the past to say that accumulated to this?
No.
This is the first time.
First time. So equipment, everything, like,
wow.
It's all gone.
And how did that must have been pretty discouraging. Did it stop you like in your tracks, or were you like, you know what, let me take advantage of the things that are working for me, because you were getting jobs around that?
Yes, not really. I think I came back at that time, since I was just for holidays. I did have a computer, but it's not very powerful to work on. So I had some friends that have their office. They had a powerful computer there, so I used to go there, rent the computer and edit on it, unless there's a shoot or something like that. So I was just doing that. So when I came back, it was the same. It was the same thing. I would have loved to have my computer to edit on, but because those times too, I was there, no work, so I had to pay rent and bills.
You were paying while you weren't there?
Yes, I was not getting money. So it was my spare money that was all going into bills.
Do you have any idea when you were robbed? Do you feel like, because I'm thinking, did you get robbed and then while you were like you got robbed and you were still paying bills for like an empty apartment?
Yeah, I thought about that because I spent 2 months here in Togo. So I think I was paying the bill from here, but I was getting so that's it. But I came back and I was like, okay, like let's just roll, and that's it. And like small, like it was getting back.
It was getting better.
Yes, a bit small.
Wow.
I had to come back to take less money because I was like a new guy here again. So I had to come back to take less money than what I was already used to when I resigned Burkina Faso. But like bit by bit, and I was just raising the rates, and
so you've had to rebuild twice.
Yes, exactly.
How do you feel about that?
Right now,
Generally,
as far as like, because some people have to rebuild twice. Some people fall apart after the first time. They build, it crashes, and they fall apart. But there's some people that have rebuilt three times, 4 or 5 times. Just because that's just how they're built. So how do you feel about that? Coming from, a place where you were like, I don't know if I'm gonna make, I'm not really thinking about I'm gonna make money from this. This is not passion.
Yeah, no. The thing is, if I made it once, I can make it twice, and again and again and again and again.
And you always believe that?
Yes, like it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy, and some people will have maybe more luck than others, but that doesn't mean that you can't, let's say, rise from the ashes. So I don't think about failures that much.
Interesting.
When it comes, how can I fix it? Next thing.
You're more solution oriented.
Yes. How can I fix it? Next thing. If I fail, lesson to learn. Next thing. So I'm more like next. What's next? So I don't take time to, let's say, cry about things or something like that.
In English, they said, cry over broken pieces or something like that, broken pot or something like that.
So,
do you think a good or competent filmmaker needs to be a problem solver?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because first, I don't think I've ever did a video project that doesn't come with problems. I don't remember once. Even if it's a small problem, you still have maybe, I don't know, maybe it can be the memory card was, I don't know. This is why, for example, you go on a set, you don't go with one memory card. It's because maybe at some point you had that problem.
I agree.
So sometimes it can even be something silly, like, let's say you ordered a gozem and to go on set, and there is some problem. He's late or something like that.
Right.
It's still a problem to solve.
Yeah.
So
you're constantly solving problems.
Yeah, you constantly solving problems. Now to go further, you just don't go and be like, okay, you need video. I'm going to do video for you. No, what is the problems the video is solving? It happens sometimes. I'll tell the client that you don't need my services. You're just going to give him money for nothing. You better use that money to fix something else. Sometimes they'll be like, no, let's do the video, and I say, okay, no problem. But I will come. It's not just about me coming and shoot a video for you and edit for you. No, okay, what is the problem I even ask the clients. So what is the problem you are trying to solve? Who is the target for the videos? Because I'm not going to do, I don't know, maybe a video with a lot of, I don't know, let's say visual effects, blah blah blah, for some corporates or let's say clients. Yes. So I have to make the videos for the right type of audience. So sometimes even the clients, they don't even know all that. So you have to go through all that process with them. Like, you'll be asking them questions. They don't even know who they are selling to.
Interesting.
And you have to educate them. Most of the time they won't listen, but at least I have to do my part.
Do you think you charge as a filmmaker or as a problem solver?
I used to charge as a filmmaker, but now more as a problem solver.
That brings me to the question. One time I saw, let me preface first. One time I saw this content on Instagram about this guy saying he seemed to be disqualifying videographers.
Okay.
As a title, as a profession. He says I think he said it was something about like videographers are not real filmmakers or something like that, he said.
Okay.
And the comments were mad. Like they were tearing. Like maybe 2% of the comments were like, "Bro, we understand what he's saying."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I saw it too, and I was like, "Yeah, it makes sense. Like there's a difference between a videographer and a filmmaker." So I don't know if you agree, but if you do, tell us why.
Uh, I do agree. Now, I think the filmmaker, I would say he'll be more like an artist.
Mm.
Like, um, how can I put it? Okay, let's say maybe Tarantino is a filmmaker. Tarantino will be a filmmaker.
Mhm.
I don't have any problem with somebody calling me videographer. Me, for example, I go to see a client, videographer, filmmaker, I don't care. What do you have as a problem? I'm solving it. Take my money
Right.
and let's go.
Right.
So I don't even think there is a shame, there is a problem in being called videographer. I think I've been both. So I made movies.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on projects where like, okay, it was more the creative, that was the focus
Right.
of the project.
Right.
So at that time, I can be called a filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And when, let's say, I'm solving problem, you call me videographer, no problem. There's no
Got it.
problem.
So do you think a videographer gets paid the same thing as a filmmaker? Or what do you think there's a gap, or do you think it's like they get paid the same thing?
Oh, nope. Now the thing with filmmaking is that you do your projects, it can be a flop.
Hmm.
It can flop.
Hmm.
But if you're a videographer, you charge for your job.
So there are pluses and minuses.
Yes,
advantages
pluses and minuses.
Right.
But like you shot your movie, you released, I made a movie of the year. Bam, nobody's interested in the movie. Like,
Yeah. I see.
So like all the money is okay. So it's an art and it's passion. So that's it. Although you still have to think about it. It's not because like you still have to think about like what do the audience like and all that, blah blah blah. But yes.
When I reflected on this concept, I thought about, like, and maybe I'm wrong, but in film credit, I've never seen videographer in film credits.
Yeah.
It's the titles are very specific, right? You
Yes.
have producer, executive, producer. You have director of photography, gaffer, electrician, actors. You have all of that, but you never see videographer. What do you think that is?
I think filmmakers are really proud people too.
Okay.
And I think this year one of the gigs I was shooting making of for a movie. The director was shooting it. And I was feeling like I was more doing my everyday videographer job. But in the credits they will put making of.
Okay.
In the credit they will put making of. And I met a guy. I think it's Key Grip or something like that. Sometimes I mix the title in English and French. But he's from Senegal. He was like, the Key Grips, they are not even filmmakers.
They're not. I mean,
He said they are not filmmakers, that they are, how do you call it? Yeah, he said, those guys who work at factories, he said they are factory workers.
Factory workers.
They are factory
That's a
workers.
little bit more harsh than...
Yeah, but it's because they are doing films, they're calling themselves filmmakers. But
so there are key groups that call themselves filmmakers?
Yeah, the guy is old. Like he started doing films since the 70s.
So he's a old...
Yes,
older,
so he said like there are some like key groups who call themselves filmmakers and all that. And so he himself, he doesn't feel like filmmaker. He's a factory worker. But since he's doing some people that they are on sets doing films and all that, they just call themselves filmmakers.
Okay. Well,
so I think, and it's more glamorous, like filmmaker. Even like in the credit, making of, it sounds more glamorous than a videographer.
I guess that's what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah.
Because my angle of what this is that when you're in entertainment film, you start as a videographer,
Mm-hmm.
right? And as a usually videographers are working with like a crew of 1, 2, 3, you know, and a filmmaker is working with like a crew of 7.
Yeah.
And like everybody has their job.
Mm-hmm.
Videographer, he probably has to work on the light, he has to work on the camera, and maybe he has somebody around him that will help him with the light. And then you know, like I don't know, like it's you don't usually have like a crew when you're a videographer.
Yeah.
When you cross over to filmmaker, then the projects are bigger,
Yes.
the budgets are bigger,
Bigger, yeah.
you know. So I thought it should have been something motivating for people that are reading it, and a good point of reflection to say, wait, am I a videographer or am I a filmmaker? To also Google what it means to be a videographer,
Yeah.
what it means to be a filmmaker.
Filmmaker.
Ultimately, I think it has there's a difference in being paid as a videographer and as a filmmaker. Now, there is still a need for application, like where you apply yourself. Because if you go to, okay, you're doing a birthday party. As a filmmaker, you're not really like doing birthday party, but you can come in, you can say, I'm a filmmaker.
Yeah.
They're still going to pay you as a videographer,
Yeah.
but you're not bringing your filmmaking
into the
world there, right? You're coming there as a videographer, and do your thing really quickly, and then you're gone. They don't really care that you're a filmmaker. They just know that you have a camera, you can film this.
you can film this. That's all.
But if you go to make a film, they want to know, have you made a film before? Hence, filmmaker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I thought it was like a good thing to check yourself and say, am I a filmmaker? Am I a videographer? And if you feel like if you come down to, yes, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a videographer, then how do I become a filmmaker? It's not that far.
There's room to grow.
There's room to grow.
There's room to grow.
It doesn't say that you can never become it or that your job is not important. It just, when the credits roll on a movie, you just don't see videographer.
Some people that they don't even think about becoming filmmaker. There are some like they are just good with the
videographer.
And
right. Because making films, making videos, it does require a lot more than you know, coming and making a video. That's like making a video is different to making a movie or a film. That's the difference.
I think I was having a conversation with a friend like Sam, and he was like, "You guys are the filmmakers in Togo." I'm like,
guys.
He said like me, like
right.
He was talking about me.
I was saying like maybe you thought like
yeah. Wait, and I said no, like I do like videography. He said nah, like all the projects you did this year, most of them. What did you do? I say I did some documentaries. He and I we worked on a set on a movie set.
Okay.
The set I was doing the making of.
Okay.
So he was how do you call it, set manager. So he was like, we had this project, and I worked on another documentary, and I said, yes, you're only doing films. So you're a filmmaker.
You're a filmmaker.
You can't call yourself a videographer. And he was like, I'm not documentary films. I said yes. He said yes. You cannot call yourself a videographer.
What do you think is like for the guys today, the young guys, or they say young guys who are trying to get to where you are? Like, is there a perfect formula or like the ideal formula for getting from I'm dreaming of becoming a filmmaker to I am a filmmaker? Like, what is that? What would you say that process is? Like, what should somebody be doing if that's what they're chasing?
That I would say
in today's time,
first learn. I think, as I say, the title is very glamorous. I think I've met a lot of people like they just went into it, cameras, lighting, it's very nice. People will see me, I'm holding the camera and all that, and they don't learn. Like, I remember I went on set with the guy is a music video director here. I won't say his name. He's a bit famous. So there was some guys came back from the US. They are Togolese. They live there, but they came back for holidays. So they said they wanted to shoot a movie. So they called the guy to do cinematography for them. They had their director, and I was just some kind of consultant. Let's put it like that. So I have to come on set.
So sometimes you work as a consultant too, not just a filmmaker.
I think that was that one time.
Okay.
That was that one time. So they wanted me on set and like, let's say, see what is going on, guide them, give them ideas. If I think something is done wrong and all that. So they wanted to make a shot, to do a shot, and there was like they wanted my advice on the shots. So I went, saw the shot. I was like, okay, if we shot, let's say, I will say it in French, maybe I think plan large. If you do a plan large,
What?
what do you think about it? The guy was like, what is plan large? And I'm like, are you serious? Like plan large? So I have to show him what the plan large is. And then it was there.
What was his title?
You see?
What was that person?
Cinematographer.
Okay.
And then he was there shooting, and they called me for another shot. I say, okay, let's do a plan poitrine. He was like, plan poitrine, what is that? I'm like, you don't know plan poitrine? He was like, nah. I say, okay, I have to show him. And funny enough, some later I found out that he's a music video director here, and he's done some. I don't want to
get into
comment.
some spicy waters. Videographer, filmmaker.
You see, so I think learn, you can earn later. Learn first. Earn, now to get from the learning to the earning, I think the process might be different for everyone. But I think there is a lot of networking too. I have to learn that. And but I think they should learn. They should learn what is their job.
Interesting.
What are the techniques that I use?
Right.
How do you use the techniques to express the art and all that? Find your own, like the way you want to express yourself. So they should take time to learn. I think it's very important. And then maybe to learn the industry too. It's not only about the techniques and all that. You can be good and don't know how to market yourself, how to get to where you want to get to. And I think there is something you have to learn too. And I would say a lot about learning. I think the earning should follow. Not only the job, the techniques, but the business part of the things too.
So that sounds like the physical obligation. What about the mental? Where should that person be mentally?
Mentally, they should be prepared to fail again and again and again and again, and not like they should learn. It's not even a filmmaking things. I don't think it's a filmmaking things. They just should be prepared to. There will be obstacles along the way, along the path, always. So to learn, they should be prepared to face all those things, to learn from their mistakes. And most of the time, when something happens, it's always the other people's fault. Like it's never them. The government's this. These people got money, but he doesn't want to help us. This and that, this and that. A lot of time I tell people that sometimes, like, and their references will be the West, US, most of the time US, maybe France and all that. And I say it's true. Like they have more opportunities and all that. But if they go through their history, it didn't come
right,
like
easily.
Like when you hear history and all that, for example, this guy Charlie Chaplin. Like there are stories like he almost died on set or some things like that. Or Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan would do stunts. He didn't know, like he would just do the stunts, go and be like, damn, I could have died. We go through like doors, like glass doors, like and get stitches later and all that. So it didn't come like this. So you have to pass through all that to get to where you are now. Like nobody is going to give it to you like that. It's true. We would like to have all these opportunities they have in the West and all that. But I think it's very important that even that, if you don't learn how to fall and come back, even if they give you everything, you still can make some, like the results won't be good.
Right.
Yes. When I was in Ghana, there was another film school. I had a cousin who is a video editor, a film editor too.
Yeah.
So he was rather at that school. And there was a girl in their class who went to US. I think they have 4 years to get a degree, but after 2 years, she went to the US. So when she came back to Ghana, everybody, oh, she's going to make like badass movie and all that. And she made the movie. Everybody was like, ah, that's it. But she went to film school in the US.
It was a mid, right?
That's it. Is that the movie? Like, we've done better. It's not that we can do better. We've done better.
Yeah.
So it's not about that. Okay, like you get the money. No, you like still have to everything that comes at you, like you have to learn from it and get better.
So currently you're an international filmmaker. Yeah? I often meet young people that are waiting to get to, their goal is to get to the US, and they feel like the US is where, you vote quoi. Not just US, where you vote.
Yeah.
They feel like that's where the promised land and the competition, like that's where they'll find their I made it. With your experience of international work, you've worked in Europe as well. Well, name some certain places, not maybe continent or areas.
Okay, let's say I've worked with Europeans, but from here, mostly through editing. But for traveling, I went to Burkina Faso, Ghana, Benin, mostly. Once in Mali, I think, and then once in Niger. But mostly it was Burkina Faso, Ghana, and Benin. But I've worked with I've get some gigs from people from Europe. Sometimes I've even edited. Last time it was a gig from France. It was a movie teaser. So
okay,
yeah.
So, do you think like creators need to, young people need to make it to Yovode in order to become successful?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Why?
Let's say, if first one thing, the money is here. Like, as I was saying, my clients have sometimes, when people see me, like, okay, I have a friend who once he saw my invoice. He's like, you can charge people like that here? And I say, yes.
Like that.
You can charge people like that? I say, yes.
Wow.
So, bye. Togo? I say, yes.
Wow.
It's like, this is about the way you market yourself. So if all of us are doing it,
I'm a huge believer of one person cannot change the market, right? As individuals, we're out there. Some of us who work internationally, we know how to solicit international work. Now, on this Togolese plane, the marché est gâté, quoi. Parce que quand tu as une caméra, lui là, il va faire le travail pour 200 000, lui là, il va faire le même travail pour 50 000. Si tu es dans la galère, tu vas prendre n'importe quoi.
Et tu te limites toi-même.
C'est ça. Maintenant, si à la base, tu viens au Togo, on dit que tu allais en bas de 200 000, tu peux pas trouver quelqu'un pour travailler avec.
Tout le monde est obligé de s'y plier, en fait. C'est ça.
Ça veut dire que
c'est ça le problème.
La personne qui vient de commencer là et qui est bonne, lui, il peut commencer à gagner 200 000 le plus tôt possible.
Et ce qui est intéressant, bizarrement, même on parle du Togo. Et j'avais fait un montage pour une cliente, c'était un film. Elle voulait une animation, une intro pour son logo. C'était ça, c'est une nouvelle maison de production, elle voulait une animation, une intro. Donc moi, j'essaie de lui brancher un gars. Le gars lui a fait une facture de 200 000. Il a dit, c'est trop cher, qu'il peut avoir quelqu'un au Nigeria pour 50 000. Moi, dans ma tête, au Nigeria, c'est pas possible. Dans ma tête, elle peut pas avoir quelqu'un au Nigeria. J'ai dit non. 50 000? Non, elle est folle. Elle me dit non, qu'elle va avoir quelqu'un au Nigeria qui va faire ça à 50 000. Le lendemain, elle m'a montré le truc. Elle m'a montré la facture, le gars a pris 50 000.
Jusqu'au Nigeria.
Oui. En fait, elle est hôtesse de l'air. Donc, elle fait des films comme passion, en fait.
Ok,
Voilà,
ok.
comme truc là. Non, elle me dit non, qu'elle va souvent au Nigeria. Elle peut avoir quelqu'un au Nigeria pour faire ça à 50 000. Donc, après, je lui ai demandé. Elle me dit non, en fait, que le truc du Nigeria, le marché est tellement grand. La concurrence est. La concurrence est. Donc, il y a les gens qui sont prêts à faire certains trucs à des prix ridicules. Que c'est vrai que tu peux aussi avoir très cher là-bas, facilement, mais que pour avoir le moins cher aussi, c'est aussi facile.
Ok.
C'est facile.
Ok, je vois.
Et puis, je pense même, si je me rappelle, hein, avec un pote, si je me rappelle bien, c'était pas forcément dans le cinéma, mais on avait fait un truc où c'était un bureau nigérien qui ils avaient besoin de gens ici pour faire je pense, des enquêtes sur le terrain ou bien un truc du genre. Et quand les gars ont donné le montant ici, la personne a trouvé que c'était trop cher. Qu'au Nigeria, les gens prennent la moitié, ça. Si je me rappelle bien.
J'avais quelqu'un qui a essayé de me solliciter pour un film, ça fait quelques semaines. Le prix était malade, quoi. Le gars, il m'a dit qu'il cherchait un directeur de photographie. Et le gars payait 30 000.
Sur tout le projet?
Sur tout le projet, j'ai dit, waouh. Comme ça. Donc, moi, j'avais l'impression qu'il était venu au Togo pour un coup, là.
Ok.
Pour un coup bas, quoi. Tu vois. Et I hope it wasn't the case.
The case, I hope too.
I hope it wasn't the case. I hope the word is not getting out that au Togo, ils prennent n'importe quoi. Tu vois, c'est pas... Et l'industrie du film au Togo, c'est pas encore ça. Si c'est pas pour les Yobo, il y a encore deux autres boîtes de production qui font des trucs. En fait, il n'y a pas assez. Même l'industrie du film au Togo, it doesn't exist, quoi. It's like it doesn't exist parce qu'il n'y a pas de regulations, des lois, en fait, pour aider l'industrie ou pour encourager les gens qui rentrent dedans. Parce que le plus la concurrence fait quelque chose. La concurrence peut gérer le marché vers
le truc là.
Le haut, quoi.
Non, il y a...
Petite correction. Il existe des lois.
Il existe des lois.
Mais les gens
ne l'appliquent pas. En fait, c'est ce que j'allais dire, en fait. Il existe des lois. Il y a un fonds d'aide à la culture. Donc, le fonds d'aide à la culture, c'est même le cinéma qui a le plus gros budget. Donc, l'année passée, ils ont changé la loi pour avoir un fonds d'aide dédié uniquement au cinéma, ça. Qui sera applicable, je pense, cette année ou l'année prochaine, je ne sais plus.
Donc, c'est cette année qu'ils ont...
Non, le fonds d'aide existait depuis.
Ok.
Le fonds d'aide existait depuis, mais c'était la culture en général.
En général.
En général.
Pas au niveau du...
Non, il y avait le cinéma, il y a la musique, il y a la littérature, il y a les arts de la scène, les arts plastiques et tout. Mais comme le cinéma prend le plus gros du budget, ils ont décidé maintenant de faire un fonds spécialement pour le cinéma.
Je vois.
Ça veut dire que le fonds d'aide de la culture, il y aura plus le cinéma dedans et le cinéma aura son fonds à lui seul, à part. Et tout. Donc, voilà, il y a ça. Et puis, comme on dit, il y a les lois. Bon, la loi, quand même, c'est assez récent aussi. Ils ont fait des lois récemment. Il y a les Angela, on les avait tous appelés. Ils ont fait des consultations. Ils ont fait des propositions. Même la dernière fois aussi, il y avait la francophonie qui avait fait on appelait tout Avant aussi, le problème, c'est qu'on parlait plus qu'avec les producteurs et les réalisateurs.
Ok.
Voilà, donc ces dernières années, ils ont essayé de plus s'intéresser aux techniciens aussi.
Ok.
Donc, on a demandé aux techniciens de créer des... bon, je pense aux États-Unis, c'est ce qu'on appellerait des guildes. Hein.
Okay.
Bon, c'est que les débuts, mais... Donc, après, les responsables de chaque guilde, ils ont fait des réunions, des consultations à chaque corps de métier. Donc, son... cinématographie, montage, etc., maquillage, tout ça. Donc, pour faire des trucs là et tout.
C'est un peu bizarre, hein, parce que je sais pas quoi, l'industrie ne...
Donc, ici, il n'y a pas encore d'industrie. Avant Même pas avant, jusque maintenant, beaucoup font des films d'auteur.
Hmm.
C'est-à-dire qu'ils font des films et ils pensent au festival.
Mhm.
Et si étrange ça peut paraître, ils sont pas beaucoup, hein, ils sont pas beaucoup. Mais il y a des gens qui ne vivent que des films d'auteur ici. Il y a certaines personnes. Parce que bon, si tu fais un film d'auteur, on te prend dans un festival, euh, le transport est payé, tout est payé, tu vas, c'est vrai, on te donne pas grand chose, mais bon, tu fais un, deux festivals, tu as un prix de plusieurs millions de francs CFA, tu rentres, tu tapes quelques mois, tu fais encore un prix de plusieurs de millions de francs CFA, tu rentres. Donc il y a certaines personnes, ils ne sont pas beaucoup, mais il y a quelques-uns qui vivent quand même ici de films d'auteur. Donc ça fait aussi que, il y a eu, parce que les premiers qui ont commencé aussi sont venus avec cette culture-là, de films d'auteur. Donc très peu ne font pas de films grand public. Beaucoup sont plus allés dans film d'auteur, film d'auteur, film d'auteur, film d'auteur, film d'auteur.
C'est parce que c'est à cause de the benefits of doing it or the passion, de ton avis?
Je pense que les premiers qui l'ont fait, c'était beaucoup plus la passion. Moi, je rappelle, j'avais monté un documentaire sur un réalisateur togolais des années 70 ou 80, un truc du genre. Le gars a fait Berlin, il a fait Cannes, il a fait le FESPACO. Je pense que c'est les années 80.
Okay.
Ouais, il avait fait il avait eu plein de sélections dans de grands festivals et tout, déjà à cette époque-là. Donc, c'est vrai qu'après lui, il y a une sorte de vide, mais après, quand les gens voulu recommencer, ils ont beaucoup plus pensé à lui.
Ok.
Donc,
Je vois.
il fallait faire des films d'auteur, il fallait faire des films d'auteur, il fallait faire des films d'auteur. Et puis, d'un côté aussi, ça peut demander moins de budget que de faire un film commercial.
C'est vrai aussi.
Sur le film commercial, après, tu dois market de ouf. Des fois, le budget du marketing peut être peut être le budget du film lui-même.
Yeah.
Voilà.
Yeah, yeah.
Alors bon, si tu fais un film d'auteur et que tu arrives à quand même percer dans les festivals.
Oui, c'est une bonne, it's a good strategy to get yourself out
Yes.
there.
Donc,
Que ton film peut aller.
voilà. Et puis, ce qui arrive aussi avec les festivals, des fois, si on te remarque assez, tu exploites un moment, tu peux vendre une chaîne de télé internationale.
Ok.
Voilà.
Ouais.
Tu as TV5, Canal et tout. Il leur arrive d'acheter du contenu ici. Il y a quelques films. Il y a même des films d'ici qu'ils ont acheté, que les gens ne trouvaient pas bien. Mais vous TV5 acheté. Bon, pour le réalisateur ou bien le producteur, c'est toujours de l'argent qui rentre dans sa poche, en fait. Voilà. Donc, si tu arrives à faire les festivals et qu'on te remarque, voilà.
Mais c'est un plan sur un long terme.
Ouais, c'est un plan sur...
Parce que you have to be able to make a decent film.
Yes.
And then, you know, get it up there to
Yeah.
get it to a festival where it's acceptable.
Voilà. Et puis, les films d'auteur, les courts-métrages, ça passe, quoi.
Ouais.
Donc, ça te demande moins d'argent. Et puis, voilà, tu fais le court-métrage. Et si... C'est vrai que maintenant, c'est vrai qu'il y a toujours le réseautage qui compte un peu, mais voilà. Il y a ça.
Ok, revenons sur le sujet de how to price yourself. Quelle est la formule? Comment sais-tu que le prix là que tu as facturé au client, c'est bon ou c'est juste par rapport à ton niveau, ton expérience, ta valeur que tu as à contribuer?
Ouais. Donc, souvent, avant, je facturais pour pouvoir suivre. Mais avec le temps,
Facture pour suivre.
Avant, je facturais pour pouvoir suivre.
Yes.
Mais avec le temps, bon, il y a aussi le fait qu'il faut écouter le marché.
Ok.
Il faut écouter dans le sens où, un exemple bête, hein, supposons que tu fasses une vidéo à 100 000 à quelqu'un, ça lui règle un problème de 10 millions, par exemple.
Là-bas, tu as dit beaucoup. Ça lui règle un problème de
10 millions, par exemple. Tu vois que, désolé pour le thème, mais tu t'es fait baiser.
Si le lendemain, tu n'as pas pris, c'est ta faute. Ok.
Donc, à un moment, c'est ce qui a commencé par arriver. Tu fais une vidéo, tu te rends compte. Ah, mais ça a beaucoup aidé le gars, là.
J'ai appris chez quelqu'un, quand tu fais la formule, le meilleur formule pour facturer quelqu'un, c'est ce que tu as dit, c'est de voir combien le gars va rentabiliser dans ce que tu as fait pour lui. Et tu factures le pourcentage que tu trouves que est juste. Mais pour faire ça, tu dois avoir c'est pas juste assez de faire une facture de ouf parce que tu
Mhm.
penses que oui, c'est la formule, donc je vais le
Mhm.
faire. Tu dois aussi avoir la valeur qui compte,
Qui compte, ouais.
qui correspond
Mhm,
à
mhm, mhm.
ce que tu es en train de facturer.
Voilà.
Donc, j'ai trouvé, comme moi-même j'ai appliqué ça, je me
Voilà,
dans
c'est vrai.
certains trucs.
Et puis, des fois, il y a aussi, bon, justement, à force de faire tout ça, il y a la valeur, un peu comme quand je donnais je pense qu'on en parlait un peu plus tôt, je parlais de l'expérience où j'ai facturé les gars du Burkina.
Mhm.
Et puis, ils ont trouvé que, ils ont eu peur, ils ont dit que c'était pas assez cher, ils se sont dit que ce serait pas bien. Et après, ils ont vu que la vidéo était bien quand même. Donc, il y a aussi cette indication-là que le marché te donne. C'est-à-dire que, en fait, si tu te rends compte, tu peux facturer plus pour ça, en fonction de l'information, c'est que tu prends chez le client lui-même. Et il y a aussi, en griffe, comment est-ce que je peux dire, la valeur qu'on t'attribue. Si tu sais que on te donne une valeur, comme je dis, de 100 000, par exemple, tu dis, OK, mais qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour avoir 200 000?
C'est vrai aussi.
Donc, tu travailles sur toi-même pour influer maintenant sur la valeur que ce que le marché considère que ça coûte 200 000.
Hmm.
Si le marché suppose que c'est ça là qui coûte 500 000, tu fais ce que le gars pense que le marché, c'est ça qui coûte 500 000. À un moment, on faisait des vidéos. On voulait être ouf. Avec des potes, on faisait des vidéos, je faisais les effets, on a appris à faire les effets After Effects, tout ça. Tu fais les gars, les trucs et tout. Bon. Et puis tu vois quelqu'un qui a fait une vidéo, il n'y a aucun effet. Du moins, s'il y a un effet, ce n'est pas visible comme ça. Et puis il a facturé une grosse somme pour ça. Tu dis, ah, donc j'ai passé mes heures à faire ça. Et puis lui, il s'est assis, il a fait ça, on lui a donné ça. Donc, il faut maintenant apprendre à se réorienter. Mais ça, c'est-à-dire que qui est prêt à payer ça et qu'est-ce que la personne la considère comme quelque chose qui coûte 1 million, 10 millions, 20 millions.
Yes.
Donc, tu dois pouvoir être en mesure de lui donner ce résultat.
En fait, je trouve que ce que tu factures a beaucoup à faire avec la valeur que tu donnes. Si tu veux facturer bien, pense à la valeur et you'll be further along the way of knowing the right price if you think of the value. Ça te donne aussi la responsabilité de to make sure that tu es toujours en train de donner une valeur haute, quoi. Parce que tu ne donnes pas une valeur haute, tu viens, tu dis que, OK, moi, je fais nanana, c'est mon job. Mais la valeur n'est pas là. Tu n'es pas, il y en a quelqu'un qui est anticipate, problem solver, takes initiative, tous ces trucs-là, en fait, qui montrent que tu es un leader dans ton truc. Parce que les leaders sont payés très différemment par rapport à les followers. Et c'est pas à dire que les followers, c'est pas une bonne chose.
Une bonne chose.
Il y a certains qui préfèrent être des followers parce que être un leader, ça vient avec beaucoup de responsabilités. Et la facture aussi doit aller à la hauteur de la valeur. Donc,
et puis, il y a une comparaison que j'aime bien faire, ou bien un truc que j'aime bien, souvent la valeur est différente du prix. Tu peux avoir une caméra Arri, tu peux avoir une caméra Canon. Tous les deux sont des caméras, ils vont quand même filmer. Mais Arri va quand même te coûter plus cher que la Canon à cause de la valeur de ce que tu vas sortir d'une Arri par rapport à une Canon. Donc, ça veut dire que tous les deux font le même truc, mais la valeur est différente. Et des fois aussi, ou bien si tu veux prendre, tu prends les hôtels de luxe. Des fois, tu vas, il y a le service, c'est pas que l'hôtel est joli. Si tu vas dans un hôtel et que le service est naze, mais l'hôtel est super classe, tu vas trouver qu'on t'a facturé trop cher.
Oui. Tu commences à regretter.
Voilà.
Voilà. C'est vrai aussi.
Voilà. Donc, des fois, les gens ne font pas attention à ces nuances-là. Et puis, ils se plaignent. Les gens aiment trop se plaindre. Personne n'a jamais réglé un problème en se plaignant.
Ah, ça c'est vrai. Tu spécialises dans quel genre de contenu?
Beaucoup plus documentaire. Je fais du documentaire pour les ONG et puis fiction, qui est un peu plus rare, mais que je fais beaucoup. Par le passé, j'ai fait d'autres choses, photographie. J'ai fait des clips vidéo que je fais plus. Je fais de la photo. J'ai même fait un peu de graphisme. Ça, c'était vraiment l'époque de la galère. Quelqu'un m'a juste appelé juste comme ça, tu peux faire une affiche. Je suis allé télécharger Photoshop, vu un tuto, j'ai fait l'affiche, j'ai envoyé le gars payer. J'ai dit, ah,
Ah, donc tu peux le faire.
Parce que le jour-là, j'étais en galère, j'avais pas un rond. Mais après, avec le temps, j'ai fini par laisser tomber aussi. Et puis, donc, spécialement maintenant, c'est le documentaire, beaucoup pour les institutions et de la fiction. Voilà.
Si tu dois choisir un de documentaire, soit documentaire ou soit fiction,
Ce serait fiction.
pourquoi?
Ce serait fiction. Je... le documentaire, ça va, tu fais toujours de la création, mais tu suis une histoire qui se passe déjà. Ce que j'aime beaucoup avec la fiction, c'est que tu as la latitude. Tu es comme un dieu.
Ok,
Tu es comme Dieu.
ok.
Tu as la latitude de créer ton monde, de faire ce
C'est
que...
vrai, ouais, tu dois... Ouais, ok,
Voilà.
je vois.
Je suis peut-être un peu, je sais pas, égocentrique, je sais plus trop, mais j'aime bien la fiction. Parce que tôt ou tard, quand même, l'objectif, c'est de faire des films. Personnellement, pas
Ouais.
mais sur le long terme, c'est vraiment de faire vraiment les films comme j'ai envie de le faire et tout.
Ok.
Voilà.
Disons aujourd'hui quelqu'un qui veut arriver là où tu es aujourd'hui. Il n'a pas le moyen, il n'a pas une caméra, il connaît personne. Il fait comment?
Il utilise son téléphone. Les objets dans sa chambre peuvent être des personnages. Le lit peut être un personnage. Donc c'est l'imagination et puis ce que tu as de disponible. Même s'il n'a pas de téléphone, je suis presque sûr qu'il connaît quelqu'un dans son entourage qui a un téléphone. Même si c'est un Itel et que ça bug, il peut même trouver le moyen de... S'il est créatif, il peut utiliser le bug. Le bug, c'est des fois, quand je fais avec les Itel low end là, des fois l'image est jumpy ou un truc du genre. Oui, ça peut faire partie du storytelling. Ça dépend de...
Je vais adapter.
Voilà, et tout. Les trucs là. C'est quand je suis en termes, j'ai voulu faire un court-métrage. J'avais... Même ici, hein, au début, tu essaies de négocier avec les gens pour t'aider sur tes projets et tout. Donc, j'ai commencé le projet. J'avais une histoire d'abord à la base. Et puis, j'ai des potes qui étaient déjà là. On m'a donné le numéro de telle personne, appelle telle personne, dit que c'est de ma part, tu vas t'aider sur ton projet, j'appelle. Il me dit non, je peux pas. Il faut que tu me payes tel montant. Il y a même une actrice qui s'est moquée, elle s'est foutue de ma gueule. Elle a carrément ri, tout ça et tout. J'ai réécrit une autre histoire avec un seul personnage. J'ai écrit une autre histoire avec un seul personnage dans le film. Parce que j'avais un acte, voilà, j'étais allé tourner dans une ville pour un autre truc là. Et il y a un des acteurs, pour une raison ou une autre, il m'a vu là-bas, il était super fan de moi. Il m'a dit si jamais j'ai besoin de lui pour un truc, même gratuitement, il vient faire. Donc j'ai dit ok.
Ok.
Donc j'ai un gars, j'ai un acteur, un personnage dont
Ouais.
j'ai écrit une histoire avec un seul personnage. Donc l'autre personnage c'était la télé.
Donc le manque de moyens calls for creativity.
Le manque de moyens
Calls for
pour
creativity.
Yeah.
D'accord.
Yeah.
Donc quels sont tes goals pour 2025?
Pour 2025,
Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire cette année?
bon, cette année particulièrement, aussi bizarre que ça puisse paraître, j'ai décidé de ne pas avoir de goal. Mon seul goal peut-être c'est de me faire de l'argent.
Ça c'est toujours
Point barre.
quotidien.
J'essaie de... Comment est-ce qu'elle appelle? Je pense que je vais dire comme ça sent un peu truc là, mais je pense que ça va être une année où je vais aussi apprendre. Je pense que j'apprends toujours beaucoup de choses, donc c'est une année où je vais beaucoup apprendre. Surtout quand je parle du projet dont j'ai fait le making of l'année passée, j'ai vu beaucoup comment le gars a fait la stratégie pour son film et pour la promo du film et tout. Et ça lui a demandé un certain réseau, ce genre de petits trucs. Donc, c'est de faire de l'argent, mais vraiment apprendre, enfin, je ne veux pas dire que j'ai vraiment un réseau, mais quand même plus m'approfondir sur ce point-là. Disons me préparer plutôt pour ce qui va arriver plus tard pour les goals que j'ai sur le long terme.
Ok.
Ce sera plus une année de préparation. Mais au-delà de ça, voilà, c'est vraiment plus se faire des sous et puis...
Ça, c'est cool. Donc, quel est ton conseil pour le jeune Togolais?
Bon, peut-être pour le jeune Togolais, je peux dire que c'est faisable. C'est pas parce qu'il n'y a pas de moyens, comme je le disais tout à l'heure, le manque de moyens appelle la créativité, mais c'est pas parce qu'il n'y a pas de moyens. Ici, rien ne va jamais bien et personne ne veut jamais rien faire pour que ça aille bien. Il faut forcément que ça vienne de quelqu'un d'autre.
Je vois.
Et ça va toujours mieux ailleurs. C'est-à-dire qu'ailleurs, c'est toujours très bien. Ici, ça ne va jamais bien. Mais personne ne veut faire pour que ça aille bien ici. Personne ne veut faire pour que ça aille bien ici. Donc, je pense que c'est une des choses qui fait que carrément, je suis presque dans mon coin. De façon générale, même dans l'industrie, je suis pratiquement dans mon coin. Moi, je te retrouve tout le temps dans des discussions. Ah, ici, ça. Oh, ici, ça. Ah, ça ne va pas bien ici. À la fin, on fait quoi? À la fin, on fait quoi? Parce que de toutes les façons, il faut que c'est nous-mêmes qui trouvons la solution. Donc, c'est faisable. Parce que même ailleurs, quand ils ont commencé, c'était pas rose au début. Donc, c'est tout à fait faisable. Il suffit de réfléchir, de trouver la solution et tout. Et puis, bizarrement, je dirais même qu'il y a Internet. Hein. Tu peux être là et puis te faire des sous ailleurs. Tu n'as pas forcément besoin de trucs là. Parce que qu'on le veut ou non, il y a quelque chose. Le marché même n'est pas grand de toutes les façons.
Ouais.
So, on est quoi? 8 millions, je pense, toute la population du Togo et tout. Mais tu n'es pas obligé de vendre qu'au Togo. Le monde ne s'arrête pas qu'au Togo en fait. Que ce soit dans la réalisation de tes trucs, tout ce que tu veux, le monde ne s'arrête pas au Togo. Et Internet justement nous ouvre tout ça. Et donc, il ne faut pas se limiter. Le vrai conseil serait ça. Il ne faut du tout pas se limiter. Il faut vraiment chercher comment faire pour... Bon, si, on peut bien rêver, hein, conquérir le monde. Voilà.
Où est-ce qu'on peut te trouver sur les réseaux sociaux? Est-ce que tu es sur les réseaux sociaux?
Ouais, je suis sur les réseaux sociaux. Ce serait Facebook, Canisius Avéko, LinkedIn, Canisius Avéko, TikTok, 66e péché.
C'était très fort. Merci beaucoup.
Merci à toi aussi.
D'avoir nous béni avec toutes les informations que tu as partagées avec nous aujourd'hui. Ça fait plaisir. Et likez, comment, envoie des suggestions. Si vous avez des questions pour le grand frère, faut lui contacter. Je ne sais pas s'il sera disponible. He's very busy. He's an international guy, so you know how that goes. Man, like it, comment, subscribe. If you have suggestions, if you have questions, if you have anything you want to ask us, get in touch. And thank you for watching. See you in the next episode. Peace.